Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to John Hardin High School for tonight's 17th District Volleyball action. Tonight's ballgame has the host John Hardin Bulldogs taking on the Central Hardin Bruins. We're now going to turn it over to Coach Hampton, who will be doing the lineups for both teams. So there you have the lineups for both sides. In high school volleyball, it's the first 1 to 25 in each set. That's the best 3 sets out of 5. If it does get to a 5th set, it'll be the first 1 to 15, leading by at least 2. For the Bruins, Coach Reinecker comes in with a 17-2 record on the season. Coach Hampton and the Bulldogs come with a 4-4 record. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Blue Ribbon Renovations, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. So now they will send out their 6. For the Bruins, it'll be Addie Atcher, Anna Lewis, Katie Vest, Harper Lewis, Addison Keith, and Sadie Atcher. For the Bulldogs, it'll be Shelby Cox, Abby Moore, Haley Russell, Isabel Carmen, Lydia Santos, and Aaliyah Hunt. Brianna Davis will be starting on the front line. Coming in for libero for the Bruins, it'll be Sam Nelson. And for the Bulldogs, it'll be Isabel Moore. It looks like it will be John Hardin to serve first. Getting the official stand squared away. For John Hardin, tomorrow night they will be back in action. Another 17th District foe as they will take on the Elizabethtown Panthers. For Central Hardin, they will be back in action on Thursday as they will take on North Oldham. Now we're ready to play. John Hardin will serve first. Haley Russell at the line. Vest to Anna Lewis. Sadie Atcher send it over. So back to Davis. Davis down the line. Anna Lewis to Nelson. Now Addie Atcher will send it back row. Isabel Moore gets to that one. Haley sets up Davis. That's long. Point Central Hardin. McKenna Cox and Larkin Taylor check in for Central Hardin. Cox will head to the service line, 1 serving 0. There's inside for Cox. Tipped back up. Taylor takes it over. Russell to Isabel Moore for Davis. She goes down the line. Nelson gets that one. Cox, that's going to be a double hit. Point for the Bulldogs. Leah Hunt will check in on the front line. Brianna Davis to the service line. 1 serving 1. That goes wide right. Point Central. Katie Vest will head to the line. 2 serving 1. Isabel Moore to Russell for Hunt. Blocked by Larkin Taylor. Point Central. 3 serving 1. That one gets at the back line. Ace for Vest. 4 serving 1. Shea Blackwell checks in on the back line for the Bulldogs. Isabel Moore to Russell for Hunt. Blocked at the net. Isabel Moore pops that one up. Blackwell to Hunt. She'll send it over. Addie Atcher to Cox. Back sets for Sadie Atcher. Just rolled over. Isabel Moore gets that one. Russell back for Hunt. Hunt with the kill. Point Bulldogs. Shelby Cox will head to the service line. Lydia Santos will check in on the front line for the Bulldogs. 2 serving 4. Vest to Cox. Outside for Atcher. Kill for Addie Atcher. Luz Delgado will check in on the back line, so it's the service line. Addison Keith on the front line for the Bruins. 5 serving 2. Isabel Moore to Abby Moore. Outside, Santos will send it back row. It's long. Six serving 2. Isabel Moore to Russell for Santos. She'll just tap this one over. Keith to Sadie Atcher. Back to Keith. She goes back line. Isabel Moore there. Blackwell to Santos. Back row. Vest gets that one to Cox. Outside for Keith. She goes back row. Isabel Moore there. Russell to Hunt. Cox gets that one to Delgado. Now for Keith. Russell digs that one out. Isabel Moore back, and Abby Moore will send it to the back row. Delgado to Cox. And just punched over that time by Keith. Hunt gets to it. And Russell sends it to the back corner, and the Bruins unable to get to it. Point Bulldogs. Sam Nelson will check in on the back row for the Bulldogs. As Abby Moore heads to the service line, 3 serving 6. Vest to Cox for Sadie Atcher, blocked at the net by Hunt. Cox outside for Keith, goes back row. Blackwell gets that one. A little miscommunication by the Bulldogs. Point Central. Harper Lewis will check in on the front line. Anna Lewis on the back line. Lewis to serve, 7 serving 3. Russell to Abby Moore for Santos. She goes back row. Nelson is there. Anna Lewis for Sadie Atcher. Just tips that one over. Russell gets that one. Isabel Moore for Hunt. And that goes long. Point Central. 8 serving 3. We are in set number 1 against best 3 out of 5 sets. Russell to Abby Moore for Santos. Rolls that one over. Nelson. That one's going to go over the net. And a point for the Bruins. 9 serving 3. Russell overpass, tip kill by Harper Lewis. And with that, Coach Hampton will take his first timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Blue Ribbon Renovations, offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on most home improvement projects. To explore your options, call 270-763-3186. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding area since 1976. Go online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Back to action. Anna Lewis at the line for the Bruins, 10 serving 3. Isabel Moore. It was Blackwell. Now to be Isabel Moore that sends it over. Nelson to Anna Lewis. Quick set for Harper Lewis. Just trickles that one over. Point for the Bruins, 11 serving 3. That service error. Point for the Bulldogs. Isabel Carmen will check in at the service line. Brianna Davis will check in on the front line. 4 serving 11. Making everything right at the scores table. That one into the net. Service error. Point for the Bruins. That'll send Sadie Atcher to the service line. 12 serving 4. Carmen to Russell for Santos. She'll tip it over. Anna Lewis to Vest, outside. Keith just ticks that one over and finds the open spot. 13 serving 4. Abby Moore to Isabel Moore. Davis sends it over. Sadie Atcher outside for Keith. Russell pops it in the air. Abby Moore to Davis. Now she'll roll it to the back line. Harper Lewis with the kill. Feed from Anna Lewis. 14 serving 4. Carmen to Russell. Santos will send it over. Sadie Atcher to Anna Lewis. Quick set inside for Harper Lewis. Gets another kill. 15 serving 4. Went off of Abby Moore, and that'll be an ace for Sadie Atcher. And Coach Hampton going to take his second timeout in this first set. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs, airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check out our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV. Subscribe to our channel, get all your local community sports and events. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. Back to action, Sadie Atcher to serve for the Bruins, 16 serving 4. Abby Moore, and down to be an ace for Atcher, 17 serving 4. Carmen to Isabel Moore. Now Carmen will send it over. Nelson, Anna Lewis, she'll just dump it over. Davis gets to that one. Isabel Moore now to be Russell, who sends it back line. Nelson to Anna Lewis outside. Keith. That one dug by Carmen. Now Abby Moore sends it over. Sadie Atcher to Nelson. Now Keith. That one digged by Abby Moore. Sorry, that was Isabel Moore. Dig by Nelson. Anna Lewis back at the net, just taps it over, and it finds the open hole. (18 serving 4). Carmen to Russell, touched at the net. Anna Lewis to Vest for Keith. And there'll be a kill for Addison Keith. 19 serving 4. That service error goes wide left. Point for the Bulldogs. That'll get Shelby Cox back in on the front line. Lydia Santos to the service line, 5 serving 19. Nelson to Anna Lewis, she'll send it back row. Abby Moore to Carmen. Cox sends it over. Nelson to Anna Lewis for Harper Lewis, just tipped over, and another kill. Been one of the more successful plays tonight for the Bruins, just tipping it over. Addie Atcher back in on the front row now as Sam Nelson heads to the service line, 20 serving 5. That goes long. Point for the Bulldogs. Sarah Buchanan now at the line for the Bulldogs, 6 serving 20. That one doesn't make it. McKenna Cox and Larkin Taylor back in for Central Hardin. Cox will head to the service line. 21 serving 6. Carmen to Isabel Moore. Cox will send it back row. Sadie Atcher to Cox. Back sets for Vest. She'll roll it over. Isabel Moore gets to that one. Buchanan to Cox. Sadie Atcher gets that one. Cox for Taylor. Just gets it over. Shelby Cox pops it in the air. Buchanan for Davis. Sadie Atcher to Cox. For Addie Atcher. That's in on the back line. .22 serving 6. Carmen to Buchanan, knocks it over. Sadie Atcher to Cox. Outside, Addie Atcher, she'll roll that one. Davis gets that. Buchanan for Davis. Dig by Nelson. Sadie Atcher now to be Cox. It'll send it over back row. Carmen to Buchanan. She sends it over. That's a double hit. Point Central. .23 serving 6. Carmen to Russell, back row. That catches the back line from Davis. Point Bulldogs, and that'll send Brianna Davis to the service line. Leah Hunt checks back in on the front line. Sadie Atcher, Nelson, some miscommunication there by the Bruins. Point John Hardin. 8 serving 23. Vest to Cox. For Sadie Atcher, she bumps it over. Davis to Russell for Cox, and with the kill. Nine serving 23. Vest, overpass. Cox will take care of that one. Oh, okay, yeah, it was point John Hardin. 10 serving 23. Vest to Cox. That'll get over the net. Taylor to Sadie Atcher for Addie Atcher. Goes back line. Davis gets that one. Russell for Hunt. She'll send it back row. Nelson has that one. Cox outside Addie Atcher. And Atcher gets the kill. Davis to Russell. Cox will send it back row, gets the kill. 11 serving 24. Shelby Cox to the line. Lydia Santos checks back in on the front line. Oh, just trickles over. Ace for Cox. 12 serving 24. Nelson to Cox for Atcher. Blocked at the net. 13 serving 24. Vest to Cox. Back set, Sadie Atcher rolls it over, and she finds an open hole, and that will finish off set number 1. 25-13. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. With locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Blue Ribbon Renovations is a new locally owned Mark Harris company that is offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on windows, doors, fences, roofs, decks, siding, and much, much more. To explore your options or schedule your appointment today, call 270-763-3186. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown on 31W, just south of exit 91 off Interstate 65. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrappy metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. At West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check out our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. So we start set number 2 on the court for the Bruins. Anna Lewis, Addie Atcher, Katie Vest, Harper Lewis, Sadie Atcher, and Addison Keith, with Sam Nelson coming in as the libero. For John Hardin, Lydia Santos, Isabel Carmen, Brianna Davis, Shelby Cox, Haley Russell, and Abby Moore, with Isabel Moore set to check in as the libero. And it will be Central Hardin who will have the opening serve. Sam Nelson at the line for the Bruins. Abby Moore to Russell. Isabel Moore, she'll send it back line, and she'll get the kill. That'll send Haley Russell to the line for the Bulldogs. 1 serving 0. And an ace for Russell. 2 serving 0. Sadie Atcher, Harper Lewis back for Sadie Atcher, blocked at the net. Addie Atcher pops it in the air. Hannah Lewis, and then Nelson sends it over. Russell back sets for Abby Moore. Dug out by Anna Lewis to Nelson. Now it's Vest that sends it back line. Carmen to Russell. Inside for Cox, just tapped over. Sadie Atcher gets that one. Anna Lewis for Harper Lewis, blocked at the net by Cox. Anna Lewis outside. Addie Atcher, she gets the kill for the first point for the Bruins. And McKenna Cox and Larkin Taylor check in for Central Hardin. Cox to the service line. 1 serving 2. Carmen to Russell for Davis. That's blocked at the net. Point Central. 2, serving 2. Carmen to Russell for Cox. Tapped over. Sadie Atcher gets to it. Cox pops it in there. Addie Atcher will just tap it over. Davis right at the net. Russell. It'll be Isabel Moore who sends it over. Vest to Cox for Taylor. Taylor go back line. It's long. Point Bulldogs. Brianna Davis now to serve as Aaliyah Hunt checks in on the front line. 3, serving 2. Sadie Atcher to Cox. Outside for Addie Atcher. That one never clears the net. Point Bulldogs. 4, serving 2. Nelson to Cox for Vest. She rolls it over. Carmen gets that one. Russell, she sends it back corner. And a point for the Bulldogs. Five, serving 2. Vest to Cox. Side for Addie Atcher. Blocked to the net. Sadie Atcher pops it in the air. Addie Atcher now miscommunication. Another point. And with that, Coach Reinecker going to take a timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Blue Ribbon Renovations, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. We will be off until Friday night when we will be back here at John Hardin High School to be football action as the Bulldogs host the North Hardin Trojans in the Dog Pound. Kickoff time scheduled for 7:30, and Coach Paul Gray will bring you all of the action. So we come back to action here. It'll be Brianna Davis at the line for the Bulldogs, 6 serving 2. Vest to Cox, cross for Atcher. She goes back line, dug out by Davis. To Russell, back for Davis. That one doesn't clear the net, point Bruins. Katie Vest now heads to the line for Central, 3 serving 6. Davis to Russell. Outside Hunt. Blocked at the net. They're going to say 4 hits. So it did not clear the net. Point Central, 4 serving 6. Floats that one. Davis. Isabel Moore. Now it'll be Hunt to send it over the net. Nelson to Cox for Atcher, and Atcher gets the kill. Five serving 6. Isabel Moore to Russell for Abby Moore. Off the front line, Cox gets to it. Nelson outside, Atcher tipped off the front line. That will be a kill for the Bruins. 6 serving 6. Davis to Russell for Cox, tipped at the net. Taylor back for Sadie Atcher, she'll send it back row. Davis to Russell. Cox will send it back row. Nelson, Cox, side for Taylor Larkin. They're going to call net violation on both sides. So we'll replay the point. Both sides in the net. Davis to Cox. Now it'll be Isabel Moore that sends it over. Nelson to Cox. Outside Atcher. Dug out by Davis. Russell will send it over. Vest to Cox. She just sends it over. Russell got a hand on it. Isabel Moore outside for Hunt. Touched at the net. Abby Atcher sends it back over. And we're going to have a net violation on the Bulldogs. Point Central. 7 serving 6. Abby Moore and Davis sends it over. Vest to Cox. Back set. Sadie Atcher blocked at the net by Hunt. Shelby Cox will head to the service. Nope, it will be Isabel Moore to the service line. Lydia Santos on the front line for the Bulldogs. 7 serving 7. Ace. Eight serving 7. Vest to Cox for Sadie Atcher. She just taps it over. Abby Moore to Santos to send it over. Addie Atcher to Cox. Back outside. Addie Atcher again. And that'll be a kill for Addie Atcher. Addison Keith in on the front line. Grace Thompson checks in and she heads to the service line. 8 serving 8. And that'll be an ace for Thompson. 9 serving 8. Floats this one over. Hunt to Abby Moore for Santos. Keith to Cox for Keith again. He finds an open area with the kill. 10 serving 8. Floats that one. Hunt to Russell. Back for Hunt. She'll send it back row. Cox to Thompson. Now Vest will send it over. Davis to Isabel Moore. Russell sends it over. And Sadie Atcher to Cox. Now to be Vest that sends it back row. Davis to Russell for Hunt. And Hunt finds the open space. And Sam Nelson will check back in for Central Hardin. Abby Moore heads to the service line. 9 serving 10. Nelson to Cox for Sadie Atcher. Rolls that one over. Russell gets that to Isabel Moore for Hunt. That one doesn't clear the net. Point Bruins. And the Lewis now now serving, 11 serving 9. Harper Lewis checked in on the front line for the Bruins. Davis to Russell, back to Davis, blocked at the net. Santos gets on it. Russell now to be Isabel Moore to send it over. Sadie Atcher to Cox for Harper Lewis, sorry. Outside from Russell, and Aaliyah Hunt with another kill for the Bulldogs. Isabel Carmen checking into the game for the Bulldogs. She will head to the service line. 10 serving 11. Vest to Cox for Keith. She goes across and gets the kill. Sadie Atcher serving, 12 serving 10. Russell for Santos, that's long. 13 serving 10. Carmen, overpass, tip back. Harper had it, or Lewis had it over, Davis. And now to be Russell, sends it back row, Nelson there. Anna Lewis for Harper Lewis. That one just tapped in. 14 serving 10. Carmen to Russell, and tip kill that time by Keith. 15 serving 10. Carmen to Isabel Moore, back to Carmen. She'll send it back row. Nelson to Anna Lewis, outside for Keith, and Keith with the kill. Coach Hampton going to take his first time out of the set. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Blue Ribbon Renovations, offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on most home improvement projects. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Come back to action. Sadie Atcher will be at the line for the Bruins, 16 serving 10. Carmen to Russell. Santos not able to clear the net. Point Central, 17 serving 10. Abby Moore to Russell. Davis sends it back row to Nelson. Anna Lewis just will send it over. Abby Moore gets to that. Russell for Santos in the middle. Blocked. That'll be a carry lift by John Hardin. 18 serving 10. And there's an ace for Atcher. 19 serving 10. Carmen to Russell for Davis down the line. She gets the kill. Santos now serving for the Bulldogs. That goes long. point Bruins. Addie Atcher back in on the front line for the Bruins. Isabel Moore back on the back line for the Bulldogs. Sam Nelson to serve for Central, 20 serving 11. Abby Moore to Cox for Davis. Nelson gets that one. Anna Lewis outside, Addie Atcher, and that's a kill on the back line. (21) serving 11. Carmen to Cox. Carmen now will send it over. Nelson to Anna Lewis for Harper Lewis. She gets it off the front line and kill for Harper Lewis. (22) serving 11. Coach Hampton will take his second timeout of the set. For Central Hardin, they will be back in action on Thursday night as they will take on North Oldham. For the Bulldogs, they're back in action tomorrow night as they will take on 17th District rival, the Elizabethtown Panthers. For us, we will be back on the air Friday evening, right back here at John Hardin, as it will be the John Hardin Bulldogs hosting the North Hardin Trojans. Kickoff time set for 7:30. Coach Paul Gray will bring you all of the football action. We come back to action. It'll be Sam Nelson at the service line for the Bruins, 22 serving 11. That goes long. Point Bulldogs. Haley Russell now heading to the line for the Bulldogs, 12 serving 22. Nelson to Anna Lewis. Vest will send it back row. Isabel Moore to Russell. Back sets for Abby Moore, and she gets the kill. Nelson to Sadie Atcher for Addie Atcher. Blocked at the net by Cox. Sadie Atcher gets it up, joust at the net. Popped in the air and not going to be able to be returned by the Bruins. Point Bulldogs, 14 serving 22. Vest to Anna Lewis for Addie Atcher. Goes off. Isabel Moore with the dig. Carmen to Cox. She'll send it over. Sadie Atcher to Anna Lewis for Addie Atcher. That one's in on the back line. McKenna Cox and Larkin Taylor check in for the Bruins. Taylor to the front line. Cox to the service line. 23 serving 14. Carmen to Russell for Davis. Goes across, dug out by Cox. To Nelson for Addie Atcher. She goes back row and gets the kill. And it will be set point for the Bruins. 24 serving 14. Carmen to Russell for Cox. Tapped over. Locked inside. Isabel Moore now to Russell, and she gets the kill as the Bruins unable to return that. Aaliyah Hunt will check it on the front line for John Hardin as Brianna Davis heads to the service line, 15 serving 24. Vest to Cox for Addie Atcher. Down the line, dug out by Davis. Isabel Moore to Hunt. She'll roll it back row. Nelson to Cox. Outside, Addie Atcher blocked at the net. That time by Cox and Moore. 16 serving 24. Vest to Cox for Taylor, and that will do it. Central Hardin wins 25-16 to go 2-0. We'll be right back with the third set of action. Welcome back for the third set. John Hardin serves first. Addie Atcher punches it back line. She'll get the point for the Bruins. McKenna Cox and Larkin Taylor check in for Central. 1 serving 0. Abby Moore to Russell, back for Moore. Abby Moore. Sadie Atcher gets to that one. Nelson now to be Cox that sends it over. Carmen to Russell. Set for Shelby Cox, dug out by Cox. Nelson cross for Addie Atcher. She gets the kill. On the court for John Hardin. Shelby Cox, Abby Moore, Brianna Davis, Haley Russell, Isabel Carmen, and the libero is Isabel Moore. For the Bruins, Addie Atcher, Larkin Taylor, Katie Vest, Sadie Atcher, McKenna Cox, and Sam Nelson is the libero. Cox tips it over at the net. Sadie Atcher sends it back over, and she'll get the point. 3 serving 0. Carmen to Russell for Davis, blocked at the net by Atcher. Four serving 0. Abby Moore to Russell, she sends it over. Sadie Atcher to Cox, who sends it back. And there is a win by John at the net. That'll send Brianna Davis to the service line. The Leah Hunt will check in on the front line. 1 serving 4. Nelson to Cox for Taylor. Cox for Abby Moore, just sends it over. Vest. Cox outside, Addie Atcher off the front line. Davis gets that one. Russell for Hunt. Hunt blocked at the net by Taylor and Vest. Katie Vest now to the service line for the Bruins. 5 serving 1. Service error. Lydia Santos will check in for the Bulldogs as Shelby Cox heads to the service line. 2 serving 5. Nelson to Cox for Sadie Atcher. Russell gets that one to Hunt right at the net. Santos there blocked. Russell pops it back in the air but not over the net. Point Central. Luz Delgado now will check in for Central Hardin. Addison Keith checks in on the front line. 6 serving 2. Isabel Moore to Russell for Davis. She rolls it back line. Vest to Cox for Taylor. Taylor finds the open spot, gets the kill. Timeout. John Hardin. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Blue Ribbon Renovations, offering 0% interest and no payments for 12 months on most home improvement projects. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Come back to action. Luz Delgado will be at the service line for the Bruins, 7 serving 2. Isabel Moore to Russell for Santos. Back row, that's long. Point Central. 8 serving 2. Abby Moore, she'll send it over. Delgado gets to that one. Taylor for Keith, she rows at back row. Davis is there. Santos. And now it'll be Russell that sends it over. Vest to Cox. Outside for Keith. And that's it on the back row. Ariel Wilson on the front line now for the Bulldogs. 9 serving 2. Abby Moore, and that'll be an ace for Delgado. Ten serving 2. Moore, Isabel Moore to Russell, who sends it over. Cox for Sadie Atcher, touched at the net, and it'll be a kill for Sadie Atcher. 11 serving 2. Abby Moore played it in, out by Hunt. And there was a net violation on the Bulldogs. Point to the Bruins. Sarah Buchanan checks in on the back line for for John Hardin. Service error, point for the Bulldogs. And Sam Nelson checks back in as the libero around the back line for the Bruins. Buchanan at the line, 3 serving 12. Nelson to Cox. Outside, Keith. She goes back row. That's long. Point Bulldogs. 4 serving 12. Nelson to Cox for Sadie Atcher. Just rolls that one over. Russell gets to it. Hunt now will send it over, finds an open hole. 5 serving 12. Vest to Cox for Sadie Atcher, back row. Davis gets that one. Hunt. Unfortunately, she went under the net. Point for the Bruins. That'll get Harper Lewis and Anna Lewis in. Anna will head to the service line, 13 serving 5. Isabel Moore to Russell for Davis. Back row and a kill for Brianna Davis. Isabel Carmen will head in for the Bulldogs to the service line. 6 serving 13. Nelson to Anna Lewis for Atcher. And Atcher gets the kill. And Sadie Atcher will be heading to the service line. 14 serving 6. Ace. (15) serving 6. Carmen to Russell. Isabel Moore sends it over. Sadie Atcher to Anna Lewis outside. Keith will roll this one over. Isabel Moore to Russell for Davis. Back row, that was wide. Point Central. 16 serving 6. Carmen, that'll be an ace for Sadie Atcher. 17 serving 6. With that, John Harden will take the timeout. And a reminder, you're back on the air Friday night, right back here at John Harden High School. So it'll be football action as the Bulldogs will host the Trojans of North Harden. Kickoff time scheduled for 7:30. For the Bruins, they're back in action on Thursday night as they will take on North Oldham. For the Bulldogs, they're back in action tomorrow night as they take on 17th district rival E-Town. We come back to action. It'll be Sadie Atcher at the line for the Bruins. 17 serving 6. That one's long. Point Bulldogs. Shelby Cox will check back in on the front line for John Harden. Lydia Santos checks back in. They've got 7 players on the court. Santos will sit back down. Isabel Moore, 7 serving 17. Nelson to Anna Lewis for Keith. Back row. Isabel Moore gets to that one. Buchanan across for Davis. She goes back row and gets the kill. Anna Lewis for Nelson, blocked inside by Shelby Cox. Katie Commonson checks in on the back line for the Bruins. 9 serving 17. Floater, ace for Isabel Moore. 10 serving 17. Vest to Anna Lewis for Harper Lewis, and she gets the kill. Addie Atcher checks back in on the front line. Sam Nelson to serve. Deshae Blackwell checks in on the back line for the Bulldogs. 18 serving 10. Service error. Haley Russell now to serve for the Bulldogs. 11 serving 18. Vest to Anna Lewis for Atcher. That's long. 12 serving 18. That's top of the net, Nelson to Anna Lewis for Harper Lewis, and she gets the kill. McKenna Cox and Larkin Taylor back in for Central Hardin. Cox to the service line, 19 serving 12. Buchanan to Russell. Oh, that's a miscommunication there. Point for the Bruins, 20 serving 12. Sent back over. Cox to Vest outside for Addie Atcher. She gets the kill. 21 serving 12. Blackwell to Russell. That's going to be a double hit. Point Bruins, 22 serving 12. Buchanan to Russell for Cox. That doesn't clear the net. Point Bruins, 23 serving 12. Blackwell overpass, Addie Etcher with the kill. And Cox will be serving for the match, 24 serving 12. Buchanan to Russell for Davis, blocked at the net, and that will do it. Central Hardin will win 3-0. Move to 18-2 on the season, while the Bulldogs fall to 4-5. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, online at physicaltherapyky.com. Blue Ribbon Renovations. To explore your options, call 270-763-3186. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrappy metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com, and West Point Bank online at westpointbank.com. Yeah, we're back on the air Friday night as it'll be football action. Kickoff time is scheduled for 7:30 between the John Hardin Bulldogs and the North Hardin Trojans. For all of our workers here at HCEC-TV, I'm Bobby Thompson saying so long and good night.